In this video, we're going to cover how to take a Quixel bridge asset and make it a grabbable actor for our VR projects. To get started, I have my VR project open. I'm going to go to Window, Quixel Bridge right here. So Quixel Bridge, as we know, has a bunch of different 3D assets, different plants and foliage, surfaces, decals, imperfections. What we're going to focus on for this activity is going to be the 3D assets. The idea behind this is I can pick one of these assets that I want my character to be able to basically pick up and interact with. It could be something that is kind of blocking the path and I can move it out of the way, or maybe something that is part of a bigger puzzle or challenge. We're going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to find a rock, maybe a little bit larger rock. There we go. I can see the size preview right there. Make sure my quality is set to low. And I'm going to download this rock. Once the rock is downloaded, I am going to add it to my project. And I now have this static mesh object in my project. I'm going to go back to my content drawer. And I am going to go to my Megascans folder, and you can see that's where those 3D assets are. So if we want to make it a grabbable component, we are going to go to Add Blueprint Class and make an Actor Class Blueprint. I'm going to call it BP underscore rock grab for my rock grabbable component, and I'm going to open it up. Blueprint actors are ones that can be spawned and interacted with in our world. They are objects that we can have multiple components on that give them additional functionality or additional programming. So this is currently empty. What I want to do is add my rock to it. So I'm going to go to Add, select Static Mesh. From the Static Mesh's details, I am going to find my rock. I don't remember exactly what it's called, so I may need to go back to my content drawer, check out my Megascans, 3D assets. It's called a stone, but now that I'm here, I could actually just take it and drag it right onto there, or I could have searched for it by searching for stone at this point, and it would pop up. Now I have a visual for my blueprint actor. If I brought this into my world right here, I could place it and it could be part of my project at this point. We still have some work to do though. This rock right now is currently set as being a component within this blueprint actor. What we want to do is we want to make it the blueprint actor. To do that, we're going to define it as the root. So we're going to take our static mesh, holding down left click drag to place it onto our root. That gets rid of that movement gizmo that was up here a second ago, because there is no more placement of the rock in this actor. This actor just is the rock. Next thing, I'm going to go to Add, and I'm going to make this component grabbable. So I'm going to type in the word grab from the add and find the grab component. Making sure you're using the plus here to find components, not just searching within your other components. This will not give you the right option. So now that I have this grab on here, this object is almost grabbable within VR. What we want to do for this rock, and most objects that we want to grab, we also want to make them have gravity to them or physics simulated to them. If I go to my rock and I check out its physics, simulate physics is unchecked. I cannot give this rock physics currently. So what I need to do is I need to go into my rock static mesh and make sure it has collisions created. So back to my content drawer, finding my Megascans folder, my 3D assets, my stone. There's my static mesh right there. I can open it up. You could actually see it gave a little preview right now that there's no collision prisms. That's that yellow 0 right there. In order to give this object some collisions, I'm going to go to Collision, Auto Convex Collision. I could hit apply and get some really basic collisions right here, or a nice rule of thumb is just to take these sliders and just kind of bump them all the way up and hit apply, and I'll get some more detailed collisions after that. It'll take a little bit longer depending on the mesh, but this will give me a little bit more complex collision. I'm going to save this. I'm going to go back to my blueprint actor. Now I have the option to simulate physics. I could test if this is working by, in my viewport, going to my 3 dots and simulating physics, and the rock will fall off. That's a really good indicator that this rock has physics, and it'll probably work within VR. You know, just for demo purposes, if I uncheck that and go back to here and simulate, you can see that rock floats up there. But again, we want it to have physics. We'll go back there, compile, save. Now, when I'm ready to test, I can go into VR right here, and you can see that that rock does fall off. I should be able to go into here and pick up my rock in VR. Not bumping into anything. Cool. So my rock is able to be picked up. I can throw it around, and now I have a Grabbale component in VR for my project.